Hallo miteinander, I'm Gesh86 and this is DOSBox. Thrilling, isn't it? Of course, we're also going to play a game. This is by New World Computing. What is it exactly? A John Van Kenigan production? Might and Magic 4 and 5, World of Xeen. Now, Might and Magic 4 and 5 may be individual games of their own, but you can see Might and Magic 5 pretty much as an expansion for 4. Not only if you beat 4, you immediately start into 5, unless you want to do some post-game content, but they both also work on the same engine pretty much. So, I have a file that is pretty far already. This is not going to be a complete let's play, pretty much another gameplay video to give you an idea what kind of game this is. It is of course a RPG, also a dungeon crawler pretty much, and it starts out that you create 6 characters or use the default party, and you can give them different classes. For example, the leftmost is a knight and the rightmost is a wizard. Here we have an archer, which is a wizard warrior hybrid, a paladin, which is a cleric warrior hybrid, a thief, which is for unlocking doors and opening chests, and a cleric, which is for healing spells. Now, pretty much the physical fighters do most of the work in combat. Clerics and wizards pretty much use their spells to support them. There are offensive spells, unless for certain situations you only need spells for usefulness and for support. Now here we are in Castle Kalindra, but we don't want to stay here, we want to go dungeoneering. I've just gotten a quest to find the Dragon Pharaoh, and for that we use one of our spells, Town Portal. We go to Sandcaster and they tell us that we need rest. Now we need to buff up Day of Sorcery and Day of Protection from a cleric. Now we're ready for combat. We're gonna find the Great Pyramid. It's somewhere in this desert. There's a vulture. We just whack it. We have auto mapping in this game. And there we see the pyramid. In the upper right corner is also our magic eye, which is a wizard spell and helps us finding our way. This game, much more than being even combat based, is filled with riddles. And there are riddles and puzzles, I must say. And there is one in this dungeon, and we're greeted by a sky dragon in this dungeon. Now, because they like picking me off from the distance, we're just gonna jump into it. Very annoying enemies, I must say, but at least they drop gems. There's a little joke, like this is some kind of loudspeaker or something. in this game, I completely lost my train of thought. Yes, there often enemies give you really annoying ailments, and unlike my gameplay from Labyrinth of Toho, in this you can't really defend yourself against these kinds of ailments. My knight has just fallen unconscious. Since curing up your party members is really hard in this game, I'm just gonna use Divine Intervention. Be cheap. Green dragons. Finally. Oh, there's another one. Against all these ailments you can't really protect yourself much, so just expect that characters are just gonna fall over instantly or be turned to stone. It's a little annoying, but this game is still pretty balanced overall. You can save and load anywhere you want. There is a mod of this game which is even harder, I heard. It's called Swords of Xeen. Now, about the company that made it, New World Computing, they made 9 Might and Magic games and a spin-off series called Heroes of Might and Magic. And even though they went bankrupt, the name Might and Magic kind of lived on. I think they sold the rights to just the name. And since then, games like Dark Messiah of Might and Magic and a cell phone game called Might and Magic popped up. And there's even an ADS game called Might and Magic Clash of Heroes, I think. I haven't played any of them. I know that they pretty much don't have anything to do with the original games, but it's interesting to see how much power a name like that has. I mean, people definitely remember this series, this very first Might and Magic series. And there's more dragons. I apologize that the audio of this game is probably barely audible, but I haven't really figured out how to do it better with DOSBox. My knight is really the character that hits enemies the hardest. You can pretty much designate one of your characters to be your best fighter. It works really well. A barbarian or a knight can one-shot really strong enemies. And I think we need another divine intervention here. Divine intervention ages characters unnaturally by 5 years. but it's really easy to get rid of. Oh, and the time turned 5 a.m. and all our buffs pretty much expired. Then you have to buff up with Day of Sorcery and others again. But I think I just about told most I wanted to say about this game. Like I said, this game is pretty riddle heavy, but I think it's really, really fun. If you have trouble with the riddles, you can always look on a walkthrough. And something that's also nice about this game is that by now it's freeware. No one has the rights to the games per se. Just the name is still around, like I said. So let's return to DOS. This was Might and Magic, World of Xeen. I'm Gesh86, and as a little bonus, you can see Hina. Isn't that nice? So until next time, bis bald.